Bank of England set the biggest rate hike in 33 years and warns of the long recession. London CNN Business. The Bank of England raises the interest rate by 3 quarters of the percentage point on Thursday, the biggest hike in 33 years, as it tries to contain soaring inflation inflation, even as the UK economy slides towards the recession that could last 2 years. The central bank made its eighth interest rate hike in less than a year, taking its benchmark rate to 3%, the highest it has been since November 2008. The huge hike matches the moves made by the US Federal Reserve on Wednesday and the European Central Bank last week. Inflation is too high and it's the bank's job to bring it down, Governor Andrew Bailey said at the press conference after the announcement. If we do not act forcefully now, it will be worse later on, as the Bank of England raises the borrowing cost to cap rising prices. Britain's economy is expected to suffer. The central bank believes the economic output is already contracting, and its latest projection is for the recession to continue through the first half of 2024 as high energy prices and materially tighter financial conditions weigh on spending. Compared to past UK recessions, the gross domestic product is forecasted to remain weak compared to pre-recession levels for a prolonged period, Bailey said. A 2 year recession would be longer than the one that followed the 2008 global financial crisis, though the Bank of England said that any declines in GDP heading into 2024 would likely be relatively small. The British pound fell sharply after the announcement, dropping 2% against the US dollar to $1.117. It also dropped 1.2% against the euro. Since the Bank of England's last meeting, UK financial market has been through the period of unprecedented turbulence, and the outlook for the economy has deteriorated. Former Prime Minister Liz Truss's mini budget in late September, with its promise of 45 billion euro, $51.6 billion of unfunded tax cuts, crashed the pound, collapsed bond prices, sparked mayhem in mortgage market, and prompted emergency intervention by the Bank of England to rescue the strained pension funds. While Truss's tax-cutting plans have since largely been ditched, restoring restoring calm to market and easing expectations for inflation to the medium term. Rising food and energy costs are keeping prices high. The annual rate of inflation climbed to 10.1% in September from 9.9% in August, returning to the 40-year high hit in July. Bailey acknowledged the top road ahead. The central bank doesn't think inflation will start to fall back until next year. That will require more rate hike in the coming month, though Bailey said market expectations appeared to be too aggressive. Those remarks contrasted with those Wednesdays from Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who said rates may need to rise higher than previously expected. Central bank policymakers are now waiting for the government budget announcement on November 17th for more details on spending plans and tax policies, which could influence what happens to inflation next year. Despite the recent turmoil in the bond market, the Bank of England pushed ahead this week with plans to shrink its balance sheet, selling 750 million euros pound, $859 million of short-term government debt on Tuesday, in sign of renewed confidence in the United Kingdom. Investors placed about 2.45 billion pound, $2.8 billion worth of bids for the bonds, Reuters reported.